Many psychics and mediums believe that everyday objects can hold a person's feelings and memories. This technique is known as psychometry and can be used to enhance a client's reading. For my third and final psychic experience, I decided to explore the touch technique by visiting Janus Turner, a local clairsentient. We often consider the unusual to be slightly mysterious. What we don't see, we don't tend to believe. Psychometry is one of the most overlooked psychic practices in developing spirituality. However, psychometry itself and the message it brings is special to its audience. Through this technique, the hope of a message has never been so high. So Jan, when did you start doing psychometry?
Well, it's quite a long story really, because when I was young I used to pick up feelings if I went places. Like I could pick up fear, excitement and things like that. I was never bothered by it, but I thought everybody did it. And then as I matured, I was very interested in psychic things, and I realised that if I held an object I could get often feelings from it and descriptions of things. And basically that's how I started doing it, through interest. Well, I've picked up a gold ring. It's a very, very fine ring, and it feels to me as though it's been worn a lot. Right, I'm sure that the ring belonged to a lady, and like I said, that I had this feeling in my stomach that the person had indigestion, and I think they took some medicine that sort of warmed their stomach. Who does the ring belong to, please? Thank you.
So Jan, could you talk me through a typical example of a psychometry reading?
Oh yes, yes. I would ask a person for an object. It could be a ring or a watch, and I'd sit and hold the object and I'd see what feelings I got from it, and then I would explain to the person any feelings or anything basically that I felt from the object. And she liked to have the family around her. She lost someone close to gentleman? Yeah. And did she have a photograph of them? Yeah. Did she suffer with her legs, aching legs? Yes. And she liked to wear her slippers? Yes. Because she felt more comfortable in her slippers. And did the lady have problems in getting out and about? Yeah.
Well, the ring actually belonged to my mother. It was her wedding ring, her first wedding ring. The reading seemed to be more about my mother-in-law, the symptoms that she was saying about the bad stomach and the legs. She's had an accident, so her legs don't work as well now, and she does get really anxious when she's doesn't feel very well, so it sort of comes out then.
So Jan, psychometry seems like a good place for me to start. I was wondering if you could give me any tips.
Yes, I'd love to. Well, basically, I'd make sure you've got a couple of good friends and ask them if they have a ring or some object that you can just sit and hold, and just sit quietly and hold the object and see what information you get comes in your head, or what impressions you get or feelings, and then just tell them exactly what you're getting. I've picked up a very pretty ring. It's got a sapphire in the middle, red stones and some diamonds, or some stones that are like diamonds. It feels very, very vibrant. And I feel that the person likes to do lots of different types of interesting things. Can I please ask who the ring belongs to?
Yes, it's mine.
It's a very pretty ring, and I, from this, gather you like pretty things. Things that aren't too large, but actually have expression. And it's linking me to an elderly lady. And she wasn't particularly tall. And she was of medium height. She wasn't extra large, and she wasn't thin.
My reaction from the reading was really surprised. I thought it was really informative. The person I could take, I think, might have been my nan.
Did she like to make cakes?
Yeah.
Yeah? And people used to drop in for a cake and a cup of tea?
Yeah, we used to drop in a cup of tea, good chat.
And get rid of your problems.
Yeah. She was a very homely woman. She used to like having people around for tea and having cakes. I think we're quite a close family because it's kind of from London, so they're all very much drop in, and also with the curlers I might be able to associate that as well.
And do you remember seeing her with her curlers in?
To me the psychometry readings seem somewhat generic. However, what did stick in my mind is the way in which you describe my nan in great detail. My tarot